What do we mean when we say that somebody is an admirable person? What is it about human excellence that attracts our admiration and makes us want to emulate it? What are the human excellences? Another word for human excellence is virtue. The earliest moral theories in antiquity made virtue the focus of their account of the moral life. We see that in ancient Greek philosophy, in Plato, Aristotle, and the Stoics, and we see it even earlier in ancient China, in the teachings of Confucius. I'm Linda Zagzebski, your professor at the University of Oklahoma. In this course, we will begin with an overview of the history of virtue ethics from the ancient Greeks to the present, covering the historical zenith of virtue ethics that lasted from antiquity through the Middle Ages, followed by the fall of virtue concepts in the early modern period, and then the rebirth of virtue ethics in the later 20th century. Contemporary virtue ethics is usually inspired by Aristotle's account of virtue in the good life, but we will also look at a version of virtue theory I invented that I call exemplarism. This theory is based on observation of the most admirable persons, or exemplars. People like Confucius, Jesus, Socrates, St. Francis, Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, Holocaust rescuers, and ordinary people who inspire us every day because they perform their role in life with excellence. We will discuss a number of distinct virtues. Moral virtues such as compassion, loyalty, honesty, and generosity. Intellectual virtues such as curiosity, open-mindedness, and intellectual humility. Civic virtues like civility, civic responsibility, and justice. And executive virtues like self-control, perseverance, and courage. We will also address some of the fundamental philosophical questions that arise in the study of virtue ethics. What is a virtue? Can virtue be taught? Can virtue be measured? Are we suspicious of virtue, maybe even resentful of virtuous persons? If so, why? What are the grounds of critique for some of the traditional virtues? And most importantly, how is virtue related to a happy life? A life you would want to live yourself. A life of fulfillment for the individual person and for the community.